Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a very long overdue layout update. So I'm going to be giving you guys an update on what's happened on the layout and also off the layout in terms of locomotive and rolling stock projects, as well as new additions to the layout. So this video is going to be quite a long one, so sit back, relax, and hopefully you guys enjoy this layout update. Now, it has been some time since I'd done a layout update. I believe the last one was in 2022. The reason why I haven't done one ever since is because I just have not done enough work on the layout since that last update in order to do another layout update. But obviously a lot has changed since that update, so I'm going to be bringing you guys up to speed of what's actually happened. So anyways, if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and click on the little notifications bell and press all. That way you don't miss out on any new videos that I release, just like this one, in the future. Anyways, let's get into the update. Alright, so probably the biggest change that you can obviously see in front of you in terms of layout progress is I have actually ripped up all the track and I have relaid it. Now, I'm not going to go into detail as to why I've done that. I've done plenty of other videos explaining why I've done this, but I'll just give you guys a brief sort of rundown of why I've done it. So, when I laid the track first on this layout, I had so many issues with running. The track laying left a lot to be desired, and I had basically experimented with super elevation, so how the track's sort of on an angle as the train goes around the corner. And it sort of worked, sort of didn't, and it just caused so many running issues. So I figured what I needed to do was relay most of the track. Now, it was originally planned just for that area down there where the station is to be relayed. If you remember, that was originally 4 tracks, but it's now gone down to 2. So that's one of the big things I wanted to get done, and it's now just 2 lines. And it was originally just going to be that area, as I said, done, but what ended up happening was all of this got relayed as well. So from that corner over there all the way up to the town scene, all got relayed. So there's a mixture of new and also old track in there as well. So let me show you what I've actually done. Alright, so coming to the station area, as you can see, the line is now 2 tracks instead of 4. This allows the curve into the field yard or out of the field yard, depending on which way the train's travelling, to be a lot smoother. And this particular grain train that I have here was having so many issues with the curve going into the field yard. I've done a lot of testing and it's now a lot better. Now, to improve the running as well, I've also streamlined all of the point work. So rather than using the rather than using the Pico set track point work, which is what I had on the layout beforehand, I've now gone to the Pico streamline point work, as I've just found everything runs a lot better on those bits of points. The point work in question is the medium radius point work. I've not had any issues with that at all, particularly with my big locomotives. They seem to run over it just fine. So most of the track is the insulated frog variety, just works for me. I'm not really knowledgeable on the electro frog point work wiring, although I do have 2 electrofrog points over on the far side of the layout, and I'll show you those next. So yeah, very happy with how the point work has come out in this area. We've also got another point going into the diesel depot as well, just in the corner of the screen there, as you can see. So yeah, overall very happy with how everything's looking here in the station. Everything runs so much nicer and smoother. Now, I know the track is quite close to the edge, but I've not actually had any issues. And to stop a derailment and to stop the locomotive and rolling stock falling on the floor, I'll be putting a sheet of Perspex, so some clear plastic, up in the face here. That way I can still see the trains, but it'll also, if the train or locomotive carriage or whatever does derail, it'll stop that locomotive or piece of rolling stock from falling onto the floor and getting damaged. So yeah, that's what I've done with this area, and overall very, very happy with it. Alright, so coming over to this side of the layout now, and as you can see I have installed a crossover in this area here. Now it was originally planned for the other 2 points that are in the station to go here as well, but unfortunately this straight section of track just isn't long enough to have the other 2 sets of points here. Now these are the Electro Frog variety, and so far they've been alright. My G and C class run over them very well. I've just done the basic sort of wiring, so connected the dropper wire to the outer rails, and it seems alright. All wired up underneath, of course. Now the frogs are still isolated. I haven't wired those up or anything like that, and I don't think I will, just because I won't be putting point motors on this layout. I'm just happy to throw the points manually by hand, and annoyingly my B and T class seem to only like to run over this. I think it's the outside one they like to run over. They don't like the inside one for some reason, I don't know why. They'll go through the crossing just fine, but they won't go straight, which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So maybe I might replace these ones for install frog points. The only reason why I got these Electro Frog ones is because when I brought the point work, there wasn't enough. They didn't. The shop that I brought the point work from didn't have these 2 in the install frog. They only had the other 2 install frog ones. They didn't have enough of the install frog, so I was left to buy the Electro Frog ones. But that's alright. I mean, they work for now, so I'll keep them. But yeah, overall everything's running really good on this side of the layout. And yeah, very happy with the progress. Alright, so as well as doing all the sort of track work to the layout, I should also point out all the track is wired up now. I forgot to mention that earlier, but there you go, it's all wired up. I decided to start focusing my attention on starting some of the scenery. So the first bit of scenery that I've actually done is done the goods shed. So the goods shed is a Paul's 3D prints goods shed. I believe it's a 50-foot goods shed or a 60, one of the 2. I got this last year at the 2023, which exhibition it was? It was Showgrounds, yeah, the 2023 Showgrounds Model Railway exhibition. And I sort of didn't know what I wanted to do with the building at the time, but I knew with this project I wanted to have some sort of a goods shed somewhere, and yeah, here was the perfect place to have it. Now I should also point out that with the sort of track arrangement, there was originally going to be an island platform, so this line here was never actually supposed to be there, but whereas this track here, there was going to be an island platform in between this track and this track, but unfortunately the curve out to the field yard would be a bit too tight. But anyways, so it left this area free for a goods shed, which I'm very happy about. So over the past couple of days I've been painting and weathering the goods shed. Sorry about the camera shaking. So I've done all that, and the colours I've used were just some Bunnings spray paints. It's this one here, it's called Gloss Cream, and then so I used that for the body, and then for the roof I used a silver, this one here, and for the doors I actually used to my XF68 NATO brown, and it's given me a nice effect with the painting, and I've done a little bit of weathering. Now I'm no expert when it comes to building weathering, but this I'm really pleased with. So I used, for the roof I used a diluted bit of this, and how I did it was I sort of painted a strip across there and then used a dry brush and sort of streaked it down a bit to create like an uneven sort of effect, and it worked pretty good. And then I sort of wiped off a bit of that with another brush and some thinners, as it was a bit overpowering, and I went over the top of that with some brown weathering powders, and it's created this nice sort of rusty roof effect, which I'm very pleased about. Now this goods shed is not actually in operation anymore. This is actually a disused goods shed, hence that's why this bit of track here is not actually connected to the main line. So it's actually a disused goods shed now, and then did a little bit of black weathering powders on the walls and everything like that. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this goods shed came out. And of course I needed a base to put the goods shed on, and not that recently, but a few years ago now, I brought a AMRI Australian station building kit, and it actually came with these two platforms. So if I just take this off, as you can see, it came with two pieces of platform, and I wasn't actually going to use those two pieces of platform to build the platform for the station, so I figured these would be perfect for the platform for the goods shed, and they were just the perfect size, so that's what I've used. And then what I've done is I've added some Slater's brick plasticard around the edges, and then I've put a sheet of plasticard on the top, because unfortunately when I joined the two platform sections together, they weren't perfect. Like the tops weren't like flush, if that makes any sense. I first tried using a little bit of filler, but it ended up coming off when I was trying to sand it, so I ended up putting a little bit of plasticard on top, and that's worked out quite well. And I've done some painting and some basic sort of weathering effects to it, and I'm relatively happy with how it looks. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this goods shed and platform have turned out. They look quite nice, and I'm looking forward to getting this little scene complete. Alright, so another thing that you could probably tell that I've done is I've actually painted the track. So one of the things I really wanted was all the track to be the same colour, because when I laid the track, most of the track is Pico, although there are some bits of Hornby set track in there, and obviously the two different brands use two different coloured sleepers, so I just wanted them all to be the same sort of colour. So what I first did was I ended up using Tamiya AS22 Dark Earth for the track weathering, so I ended up using a whole can just on this section here, and I wasn't exactly very sparing with it, I will be honest. So rather than going down to the hobby store to buy another can of the Tamiya spray paint, I just went down to my local Bunnings and brought this stuff here. This one's Mission Brown, it's a gloss finish, and I spray painted this area as well, and also the area behind me. So all the track's been painted in the brown spray paint that I got from Bunnings. It's a nice colour, nice sort of weathered brown. All the rail is painted as well. I didn't really want to paint the sizes of rails by hand. I did that with the previous track that I had on here, and it just took forever, so I thought to speed things up I'll just use spray paints, because I kind of want to get this done sort of as soon as possible, because I've got other things I want to get on with in terms of this hobby. I've got an exhibition layout that I want to get a start on as well. I know I said I would do that last year, but I just never got around to it. So I want to get this one done sort of as soon as possible, but at the same time do a decent, good job at it. But yeah, all the tracks painted, and I think it looks quite nice. Alright, so now that I've sort of talked about what I've done on the layout, I'm now going to focus on rolling stock acquisitions as well as projects. So I suppose I'll start off with this one here. Now this is a old Lima VOBX open wagon. Now there's a bit of a story to this one. So I picked this one up at the Yarra Valley Railway. We're having a good shed sale at their club rooms in Lilydale, and this is one of the items I picked up, and unfortunately as you can probably tell, the walls are sort of bowed in a bit. It's pretty apparent on this side here, they're sort of bowed in. Now I tried to spread them back out, and unfortunately I actually broke it, as you can probably tell here. It's not perfect, so I figured, well, rather than trying to repaint this and make it nice and have it part of the rolling stock fleet, I may as well just have it as a disused wagon. So I've weathered it up to make it look a bit disused. Now I'm no expert when it comes to doing sort of disused rolling stock weathering, but you know, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. And I've also added a what looks like the remains of some sort of a ballast load or some sort of stone load. But yeah, I'm very happy with how that looks, and yeah, it's a nice addition to the disused goods shed scene that I have here. Alright, so one of the first acquisitions I'm going to show you guys here, this one I picked up sort of August last year. This is my Orcision C-Class. Now I've done a few videos on this one already, so this is one that I picked up last year. It's a nice little loco, or nice big loco I should say, and one of the things I really wanted was a nice large diesel for the layout, and yeah, that's what I've got. And it's a nice runner, lots of lovely detail on it, and the mechanism on these Orcision locos is superb. This is the second Orcision loco I've got, and I've had no issues with this. And yeah, it's been a very sort of reliable runner. And I've also put this locomotive through its paces at the Mole Railway Club, and it's able to haul a nice decent size train around the club layout with no issues. Right, so I can't remember if I showed this one. I do remember I showed this one actually. I believe it wasn't painted when I showed this in the last layout update. Well, in case I didn't show it, it's now painted and looks very nice. This one is 17CW. It's a Pulse Ready Prints model, and I've just noticed there is a bit of damage there, so I will need to repair that. And yeah, so it's a Pulse Ready Prints model, and runs quite nicely around the layout now, and yeah, it's a nice model. I've also added my own handrails using a bit of brass wire. Came out pretty good. The paint I used was the Scale Models Supply paint, so got the Scale Models Supply VR Red, and then the roof is actually Humbrol number 29 Dark Earth, and then I believe the chassis was some Tamiya flat black that I used. It's a nice model, and it's a nice one to have in the rolling stock fleet. Alright, so these two passenger cars here, these are some steam era models W cars, and I started working on these, I think it was about 2021 I believe, or 2022, I can't actually remember now, and these have been put on hold for quite some time due to me not having the couplers that I needed for them. I needed KD long shank couplers. Well, I got those a while ago, and they had basically just been, these two wagons had basically just been sitting on my project shelf awaiting to be painted and finished. But good news is they're now painted and finished, and I'm very happy with how these models look. So I've used the Scale Models Supply paints for this for these two models. So we've got VR Red, and we got Scale Models Supply Dark Earth for the roof, and then we got the black is actually called Chassis Black. That's the one that I used for these two. So yeah, it came out pretty good. They run fairly decent around the layout, and also the club layout, they run quite well around that. And yeah, I've also added the interior pieces that these come with. It's a bit hard to tell on camera, but they are in there. And overall, I'm very happy with the way these look, and they're a nice addition to the passenger car fleet. So I'm now very happy that I've got a full wooden bodied passenger car fleet, or rake, whatever you want to call it. I also do have a Paul's Ready Prints BCE car that will get started on hopefully soon, although I do want to get the layout sort of finished before I do any other projects. But yeah, that will be for another day. But yeah, very happy with these two wagons, and they look good running around the layout. Although I will need to buy a VR livery locomotive to make it look a bit more authentic, but that can wait. Alright, so another Locomotive addition to the layout. I'm sure you guys have all seen this one. This is my Precision G-Class. Got this March 2023. It's been a really nice runner around the layout, and just like the C-Class, I put this thing through its paces at the club, and it's been able to haul a decent sized goods train around the layout with no issues. And I should also point out that the club layout does have some grades, and yeah, it's performed very, very well. Both this and the C-Class have been fitted with a ESU Locomotive decoder, and I've not had any issues with that decoder on both these engines, and it's been a very reliable locomotive to run on this layout now, as well as the club layout. So very happy with this purchase. I do want to get this one weathered, as well as the C-Class, so I think that's something that I will do myself. And yeah, of course when I do that, I will do a video, probably not on both these locomotives, probably just on one. But overall, very happy with the purchase, and I would like to get another one of these, as well as another C-Class. I think having a pair of G-Classes and a pair of C-Classes would look quite nice running around the layout. Alright, so moving on to rolling stock acquisitions. So one of the first ones that I've recently acquired is this. Is a Powerline VLEX louver van. I actually got this one for Christmas, so thanks to my brother for that. And it's a nice model. I got Powerline, and I would like to get some more of these. I did do a review on this as well as part of my Christmas special, so check that one out if you're interested. Right, next in line is a Powerline Models VOCX bogie open wagon. I picked this one up at the Warragul Model Railway exhibition, and this is one of the re-release models, and I did make a load for it as well, so it looks quite nice. It's also been weathered by me, and it's a nice little model. I did do a review on this one as well, so check that out if you are interested. Now, moving on to the next bit of rolling stock. Alright, so 1, 2 and 3, these are the SDS models TWF tank wagons, 10,000 gallon tank wagons, and picked these ones up at the Australian Model Railway Association Victoria Open Day last year. They're a bit on the high side, but seeing as these are quite difficult to get a hold of now, as SDS have not done another run of these in so long, I was happy to pay that price of $200. In case I didn't mention it before. And yeah, they're a nice model, and they were second hand, but they're in pretty much brand new condition. All I need to do is just give a bit of a clean off. They are a bit dusty from sitting on the layout, but yeah, they run quite well. Alright, so this is the SDS Models VTQY 10,000 gallon tank wagon, same as the other three that I just mentioned before. Reason why this one is not a TWF and it's a VTQY is because this is a later recode, so the other three are a bit of an earlier code, and then this one is a later recode. So yeah, but they're basically the same wagon, and just like the other three, this one here runs really nicely. Around the layout looks fantastic, has lots of nice detail. I actually got this one at the Sandown exhibition last year. I did do a video on that exhibition, check that out if you're interested. Alright, so here we have two Trainorama VLX louver vans, and these both have the V-line logos on them. These are actually coded as VLCX. And they're a nice little model, not the most detailed wagons in the world. Now I have done a little bit to these. I've added KD couplers, although I do need to change the couplers that are on these, as they're not the right ones. And I've also painted the little step here, as well as these two handrails on both of these models red. It's close enough sort of red. these are going to get weathered anyway, so you're not really going to tell that these are a different shade of red. Originally these were orange, I'm not sure why they were orange, but they just were. But they've now been repainted just by hand, and yeah, they look quite nice. And I will be weathering these, and I probably will do a video on weathering these. So yeah. Right, so this here is a power line, or also known as a link line models. So they call it a Gondola open wagon, and it's basically an ELX open wagon. So this one has been painted and detailed quite extensively. So it's had steam era models, shunter steps applied, as well as my own homemade air hoses, just using some brass wire. It's also had KD knuckle couplers applied to them as well. And yeah, it's a nice little model. I've also changed out the wheels and bogies. These are the Associated Distributors bogies and wheels. I've chosen these ones over the Steam Era Models ones. It's because these come already painted from the factory, and I just feel that these just roll and look a lot nicer than the Steam Era Models ones. Now, no disrespect to the Steam Era Models ones, but I just prefer these ones a bit more. All this needs now is a VR logo to go across the side there. Then this one will be complete. But yeah, it's a nice looking wagon, and runs pretty well around this layout as well as the club layout. Right, so this here is a Paul's 3D Prints C-type guards van. I can't remember if I actually showed you guys this one, but actually I did show you guys this one. I did a full build series on it, two-part build series video. I haven't actually done anything else to the van ever since I did those two videos. I'm still yet to weather it, but I'll get around to that in due course. It's a nice product. I did add some handrails, and the bogies on this are the Steam Era Models VRTT 30 bogies. And yeah, they run quite nicely. It's also had KD couplers applied to them. And yeah, I painted the model using purely the scale model supply paint. So got the chassis black for the chassis, and then VR red for the body, and dark earth for the roof. And it has Steam Era Models decals applied for them. These ones actually came from the W car kits that I showed earlier. And yeah, very happy with this particular model, and runs well around this layout and also the club layout. Alright, so last two bits of rolling stock here that I want to show you. These are in progress, so it's still more detail to add to these. This is a Linden's Trains BMX kit, BMX louver van. This particular louver van is BMX1. BMX1, it was the only BMX van to have the doors on one end. Normally there would be door here and then also a door here, but BMX1 was different and had both these doors on one end. So still yet to finish that one, and a lot more detail to add to it. And then this here is a Paul's 3D Prints ZMF guards van, and this one's quite unique as it has a open platform on each end. This is the only guards van in the VR's fleet of guards vans that had this sort of design. It's based on a American caboose, and yeah, as I said, this one's still in progress, so I'm still yet to detail and finish this one, but I'll get around to it eventually. Alright, so looking at this particular wagon here, this is a Paul's 3D Prints D van. Now this is one I completed, I think it was late last year, and it's a nice kit to put together, and unfortunately the decal work along the sides here is not the best. This is my first time applying decals to a sort of, I guess, a non-flat surface, so I definitely learnt a lot with that one, but overall it looks alright. It's pretty decent, and for me it's absolutely fine. And this particular model has been fitted with Associated Distributors bogies, and you'll also notice the very oversized shunter steps, as those are my own sort of homemade shunter steps. The model has been painted using the scale model supply paint, so we have VR grey, VR orange, and then I used chassis black for the chassis. And then to go along with the this, I've got my Powerline S cars, which you've all seen before. And I don't think I showed these in the last video when they were weathered, but in case I haven't, then these have now all been weathered, and there is a video on how I weathered all of these, so you can go check that out. Alright, so a weathering job that I did around this sort of time last year actually. It was my Lima B class, so I weathered this one up as it appeared when it was in its final days in this particular livery, and I also cut off the fuel tank valance, as this one had a rebuild program, and then involved with that rebuild program was actually cutting off the fuel tank valance. So I've done that, and I also resprayed the pilots there in all orange, because that's what it had. And the weathering is alright. I mean, there's a few bits that I'm not particularly happy with, although one thing I will be doing with this model is I'm actually going to be respraying this. This particular livery, it was only survived up until I think it was about 1986, 1987. This was effectively a V-line sort of test livery that they did on this particular locomotive. Yes, this is a limited edition, and if I respray it, it will lose its authenticity, but to be honest, I don't really mind about that. I'd much rather have it painted in that livery there. So one thing I am going to do to this particular model is actually respray it into the livery I just showed. So I'll still retain the same number and everything like that, but it will be in the other orange and grey livery, the more commonly known one, as that's what will fit in the era that I model. As I said, this was resprayed into the orange and grey livery by around sort of 1987, 1988. It was never, this particular livery was not around during the period that I model, so I think what I'm going to do with this is bring this one forward in time and respray it into orange and grey. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the weathering overall. Came out okay. There are a few bits that are a bit hit and miss, but oh well, what do you do? I've also added a driver into the cab there, as you can see, and yeah, I think it looks alright. Alright, so just quickly I want to show you guys this locomotive. This locomotive is my Powerline T class. Now, I've featured this in several videos, as you probably are aware at the moment. One thing I have done to this is I've actually sent this particular locomotive down to the guys at Train World, and what they did to it was they fitted a DCC decoder to it, and yeah, it can now run on DCC. So that's the only thing I need to say about this locomotive, and yeah, I can run it on DCC now. Alright, so that will be the end of today's update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course if there's any comments you guys have regarding anything you've seen in this video, then leave it in the comments section below. Now I'll be back with the next video about the station, so the station platform video will be the next one, so stay tuned for that. Now, if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button if you like what you see, and click on the little notifications bell and press all, so that way you stay notified for whenever I upload another video. And also click on the little thumbs up icon if you like the video, and share the video with anyone who you think would be interested. Now, if you want to see some behind the scenes of the layout build, and also for the channel, then you can head over to my Facebook page, Nicholas's Train Channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as my Instagram. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, so if you want to see some behind the scenes, then check those out as well. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and of course I'll see you all in my next video. Take care, stay safe, and of course, have a nice day. Bye everyone.